Hello everyone, my name is Masterstarman and welcome back for more Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards. Last time in this pink puffy fairy tale, we cleared through level 4 Neo Star, and this part we're going off to probably the fan favorite world of this game, and there's so many theories about this one because basically this is believed to be a post-apocalyptic Earth, which is definitely something. Definitely a very commentated track. Post-apocalyptic Earth has the cheeriest Christmas music you'll ever hear. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Yeah, so you may be noticing I'm carrying over the ability that we had at the end of the last video here, even though I've switched to HUD yet again. This is the last of the 5 HUDs here, probably my personal favorite of the HUDs here. I don't know, I really love the aesthetic of this one, like the cool blue, like, digital look on it. I love how all the abilities kind of look in this style as well, but yeah, this is just a really, really nice looking HUD as well. But yeah, I'm carrying on through this here. Fire is needed for a section in this level here, so yeah. God, this... There might be, maybe Epic Yarn has a little more fitting Christmas music, but God, this song's like just... Christmas, man. I say that and this video is going up in like October sometime, so no, it's not really, it's the wrong time for that, but in a few months' time, at the time this is being recorded and uploaded, it'll be time for that. But yeah, so we're continuing on through here. Whew, the sled here is not too bad here. There is going to be a shard here in this sled section here. I think we just want to jump on top of an igloo at a certain spot here. I think right here. Yes. Otherwise, this is a pretty standard, like, Waddle Dee segment here. Looks cute with the little sled, though. I like that even if they kept, like, the Waddle Dee segment, like, the minecart segments kind of the same, they at least kept a simple, like, aesthetic to them. Alright, gotta break that with the fire ability there. Defeat this big ol' snowman. And there's our shard. The rest of this level's pretty standard, I think, but we're definitely, I think, I'd say World 5 as a whole is generally the hardest world in the game. World 4 is up there, like, 4-2 and 4-4 are definitely some more involved levels, all things considered, but I don't think they're, like, the hardest levels in the game by any means. I think it's here you want to fall in here. Yeah, I think we want to swim under here because I believe there's a shard down here. Yes. Pretty standard first level, all things considered, though. Nothing too much about it. Just has some nice, pretty music and aesthetics. Actually, oh, no, I was about to say I'm trying to remember what the next level is, and yeah, I definitely remember the next level, and it's not good. The next level is one of those where, like, you have to carry a specific ability, like, really, really late in the level kind of things. I may even just go get that ability, honestly, because I kind of hate trying to get it in the level it's in, if I'm being honest. If I see one of the enemies that gives it here, I'll try and get it here. Yeah, we have these iceberg here. Icebird here's. No, these icebirds here. Give the ice ability as always here. A lot of enemies will just start giving the ice ability here, because it makes sense. Okay. Okay. I think we're mostly kind of through here. Oh, hey, there's a witch flying around. It's a bit of a little thought here. Must be kind of a cold day to fly around there, but... Alright, I'm gonna meet you guys back when I have a certain ability here. In particular, I want to get Needle and Spark. Alright, we have Needle and Spark now. We're actually gonna head off to this level here. Again, I love the music and the vibe and the aesthetic of this level. It's just one of those where you have to get this ability pretty much at the very end of the level. And the ability is in this level, it's just very difficult to get it in here, I find. But yeah, we are in the clouds. And we get some really jumpy and bumpy music here. Just some nice little butter buildings here, but definitely I think one of the more underappreciated versions of this song. Get another witch flying around here. Probably more witches than Halloween 3 Season of the Witch here. And you may notice there is, in fact, a shard down here. Just kind of... You can drop down a hole here to get this as well. I'm just kind of floating down here. But yeah, otherwise, most of this level's pretty standard. It's just kind of one of those where you have to carry a certain ability very, very far in the level here. But otherwise, it's nothing too bad here. It can definitely be tricky. I've had times where this level kind of stumped me for a bit, because if you get this ability in the level itself, you're going to be here for quite a while here. Anyways, go to the top left here, and there just happens to be your second shard there. And yeah. I don't think it's this room, I think it's the next room where we have to use this here, but yeah. Yeah, so here's the needle, guys, here. Which aren't too bad to get. It's really, again, like, the fact that the Spark enemy in this is a Sparky. I find Sparkies just awkward to inhale in this game in general, because they can bounce around, they can dodge your attacks pretty easily, and they also have an attack of their own that they can use, so... That's why I just said I would be safe and come into the level with this ability. Like, I can take my time with this now that I have the actual ability itself. It's not that bad, but you just kind of want to exercise caution and deal with the enemies accordingly here. Yeah, there's the Sparky that you have to... See how erratically he's bouncing around? I didn't realize I had little breath there. Glad I didn't, like, suddenly fall to my doom there or anything like that. That would have sucked. Thankfully, once you have this ability, the rest of the level's pretty easy here. You just kind of gotta go here and break this here and deal with this mid-boss here that's really easy. It's just the fact you have to deal with that mid-boss there, and that's it for the level there. That's the first time I missed one of those cards. Well, I knew I couldn't go through it perfectly. I've determined off camera, like I've been checking the enemy card list, there's way more cards missing here than what's actually in levels in the game, so I know they're not level specific, it's just completely random. So, time for probably one of the fan favorite levels of the game here. Just the aesthetic of it alone is... It's a shopping mall in a deserted planet. It's something that predicted in Kirby and the Forgotten Land, because... Yeah, that's a thing there. And I don't think you need any specific ability for this level either, which is kind of a, like, first here, but in, like, a really, really long time that you don't need any specific abilities for a bit, but... This always reminds, whenever I see a big, like, multiple story shopping mall like this, there's a part in, the Pokemon Diancie movie where they're in, like, a big shopping mall like this, and there's a part where Clement takes out one of his inventions, which is this gigantic ladder, and uses it to, like, basically, like, guide Ash from, like, one of these, like, upper bridges to a lower one or something, and it's just so funny to me that it's in, like, this giant, really populated shopping mall area. I find that really, really funny for some reason. These weird Monty Mole-like things. These enemies are so weird. But yeah, we're in kind of just this cool little shopping mall, like, Santa's Workshop type level here. It's just a really, really, like, cool design and cool aesthetic, you know? You don't really see too much, like... Obviously, it's kind of low poly for N64, but it still looks really, like, making really clever use of, like, building blocks and things of that nature there. I think it's just a really, really charming and aesthetically fun, pleasing level to look at, you know? Has great music here. Definitely a really fun level before some of the really difficult ones, because we have some, well, a really difficult level coming up, but other than that, though, we're actually kind of most of the way through the game already. It's kind of hard to believe that we're kind of in the home stretch here. We have random spider mini-boss here that's really easy. And then Adeline's gonna paint some stuff for us here. We have... I think that's a peach, a cherry, and an orange, I think. I think that's a peach. Shoot. I don't know if this is actually accurate or not here. Right, now one of them was a melon, wasn't it? Like... Shoot. Cherry's red. Yeah, that's a melon, not a... It's a peach, cherry, melon, was it? Yes, that is correct. Yeah, Adeline can just paint some random things there, and you just kind of have to match the colors. It's a pretty simple puzzle there, nothing too brain-taxing. Find it funny that a level in World 2 had a more complicated puzzle there with the lights out one, but... Some bookcases that can fall and crush you there. Be careful, because crushing is insta-kill in this game, but... They do move very, very, very slowly, though, all things considered, so... And I do actually need this ability for the next level here, so I'll take this while I can. Happens that it's the drill, which is such a good ability in this game. And I think we're almost through here. There is definitely kind of one tricky... No, actually there is still at least one room left that we have to kind of go through. We can head through here. And yeah, this is the last room of the level, and I think it's a really unique one here, because we got these Shatzos spinning, and we got a room that's spinning in 3D here. Like, this is just such a really cool aesthetic. You really don't get, like, even when the Kirby series went 2.5D, you really didn't see stuff like this too often. Like, I think this is better background implementation than anything that was in Triple Deluxe and Planet Robot, if I'm being honest. So... and then we take the elevator to the end of the level here. And I'm actually going to try and get nothing. I was trying to get the 1 up there, because that would have been really useful for this next level here. This level's usually seen as one of the fan favorites, but it is also probably one of the most difficult levels in the game. I can see the argument for this being the most difficult one. Is there anything over here? I'll take health. Because we got a really, really awesome song here. This is usually seen as like one of the fan favorite songs in this game here because just how epic and different it is. But yeah, we're in a factory here. Definitely kind of fits into this whole dystopian Earth thing here that machines have taken over the world and all that fun jazz there that I'm gonna totally pretend I care about these theories. Nah, it's cool. This is a really, really cool design and aesthetic for a level here. But yeah, this is usually, like, probably the longest and most involved level in the game here. It's very, very big. It's long. It has, like, a bunch of different screens here. It has a bunch of crushing traps that'll try to kill you instantly, and that's usually seen as, like, the difficult part of this level here. These Dr. Eggman-looking crushing machines. So they remind me of Eggman for some reason. I'm not sure why. But, yeah. Do not stand by them when they drop the hammer, because that is insta-kill, and it is not fun to be hit by that. So yeah, we got the first shard here with this ability. The second shard also requires an ability, but fortunately it's something we can get in this level itself, which is really nice. I think it's in this room here, even. Yeah. So we have these test chambers with a lot of weird animals and other weird stuff in them. We had a pig. I didn't really see what that was. I think it was a bird of some kind. We do need Cutter here. That is one of the abilities we need. And take this health here. I think the last ability is somewhere up ahead here. Yeah, we have this black kitty here. Really cute looking black cat. I feel like everybody I know comments on this cat for, like, every time they play this game, which is something. This enemy here, this is a spark enemy here. Okay, got it. Yep, we get Electric and Cutter here, and that is a lightsaber. We get all Kirby Mall up in here. This is probably the best ability in the game. I'm just going to be upfront and state that. It's just really, really wide. Your spin radius is freaking colossal. It's one of the best abilities in the game for bosses, just because, again, you're freaking Kirby Mall here. What else is there to say about it there? What's unfortunate, though, is that there's a very good chance I'll lose it in this room. This is one of the hardest parts of the game, in my opinion, is this room here with this giant crusher machine here. This room's tough. This room is very easily to burn through a bunch of your lives because of, well, I mean, just look at it here. It's a gigantic crusher that's very easily able to kind of crush Kirby, and yeah, you don't really want to deal with that too much there. Also nice about Spark is that it can actually deal with projectiles in the background, which is super, super useful here. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna try and make just a beeline run for it here. Okay, and then this part... Okay, I think I want to go in here. Yeah, we're gonna start seeing some stuff where we can't stand in certain spots here, so we kind of have to make a... Nope, I'm not chancing that. That freaking Shotzo got in my way too much there. Not chancing that either. I'm legit scared here. Like, that's how annoying this freaking room is here. Okay, got through that there. There's still more of this, by the way. I'm pretty sure if you're not holding down here, that thing will crush you and insta-kill you, which is so stupid and jank, but we got through that. That is the hardest part of the game, in my opinion. And we just got through it there, so... This is the last room of the factory level here. It's not too bad here otherwise. The last shard is here. We're gonna have these pushing robots here. I think the shard's here, actually. Yeah, if you just kind of run past those Scarfies there. You can grab that there. Yeah, you can see it's two green robots that are kind of just pushing us there. And thankfully we're through this level here. Really, really awesome level, though, all things considered. Really awesome. Alright, and time for one of the other really, really cool boss fights of this game here. It's a giant robot. I kind of forget what this thing's called here, but... some robot name, I think, but... yeah, we get... really easy ability to use with this fight here. This guy just likes to have a lot of attacks here. This would be a boss fight I would love to see come back in one of the other games. I did not mean to grab by you here. Oh, I actually still managed to beat the first phase there. People have told me over the years if you take too long in this second phase here, then the fight can just automatically end. I've waited this out for minutes before, and I don't think I've ever seen that, so I don't know how true that is. I love this freaking, like, look at the skyline here, man. Like, that is so beautiful. This is seriously, like, the coolest arena in any freaking, like... I don't know what about it is. This game just has a certain vibe and a certain aesthetic that I just love all these years later. But yeah, I was told before if you waited out too long in this fight, you can automatically die or something. I've waited on this for a long time, and I don't know how true that is, but it's something anyway. Let's grab the next shard. And it turns out our next destination is, Ribbon's homeworld. Fortunately, we're friends for life in this journey here, so... And of course, Kirby has to trip in the snow and everyone has to bounce on him there. Yep, we're friends for life, so we're gonna head off to finish off this area here as well. Level 6 is Ripple Star, which means we can actually kind of circle back to level 1 here again. Very nice. But I will see you guys for that next time. Next time will actually be the story finale of Kirby 64, because this world's pretty short, all things considered. It's honestly probably the shortest world in the game, if I'm being honest. I'll see you guys for that then. Have yourselves a great day, and peace out.